In today's video, we're looking at Excel functions. So the first function that we're looking at is sum. So we're going to write here, total. And what you want to do is use the sum function in Excel to add these numbers that are here under this column labeled amount, right? So we're going to write a formula or a function. We're looking at function today. Always start with an equal sign. So we're going to type sum, open bracket. I'm going to select the range, which will be D2 colon D8, close bracket, enter. Right? So this is a total using the sum function. The next function we're looking at is the average. All right? So the function is called average. So we go equal average, open bracket, and you would need you could type the, so we could type D2 comma D3 comma D4 comma D5 comma D6 comma D7 comma D8, close bracket, enter. All right. Now I'm going to show you another way to do the average. So we go average, we can go equal average, and we can type the range. So the range would be D2 colon D8, close bracket, enter. So that is the average. I did it to show you two ways. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is the highest value. And the highest value, we're going to use a function called max, open bracket. I want to know what's the maximum, what's the highest number for this range here, close bracket. So the range is D2 to D8, close bracket, enter. And the highest number is 100. Let's look at the lowest number now. Can you guess what is the Excel function which will give us the lowest? Is equal min, open bracket, and the range is D2 colon D8, close bracket, and enter. And the lowest number is 6. So if I was to change one of the 6 to 2, you will see that the lowest number is now 2. I'm going to change it back to 6. All right, so we did the lowest. All right, I want to use a count. I'm going to use count. So here now I'm going to use a count right here. Count. This function will count numbers, right? Over here now I'm going to type equal count, open bracket, and our cell, I'm going to include the label amount in the range. So it would be D1 colon D8, close bracket, enter. And we got 7. So let us count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. Okay, so we got 7 numbers here, right? Because the count is counting numbers only, right? So although the word, the label amount was included in the range, I just did it like that to show you that it's only counting numbers. Okay, all right, good. All right, so I get 7. So let me count it again for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. Good. All right. Other function we're going to look at is count A, right? It counts every value that is in a cell, right? So I'm going to do count A, and here now I'm going to write equal count A, open bracket. So let me show you now. So I'm going to come here, close bracket, enter. So we got 7. Let's see how we got the 7. Let's look at the range. Right, the range is B2 to B8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So it's counting every cell that has a value in there. So I'm going to delete the word green, and you see you should get 6, right? Now I'm going to put an arrow in here. Let's put a character in there. See it count with a error statement was in there or not. As long as something is in the range, it's gonna count it. So if I put a number sign there, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, and if I delete this one, I'll get 6. All right. So that is a count A function. It counts the number of cells in the range that has a value in it, right? It doesn't matter what the value is, right? And it does not count a empty cell. All right, so we have in the range, we have 6 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells, but 6 cells contain a value. Okay, good. All right, so the next thing we're going to look at is count if. So I'm going to do label here count if, and in here now I'm going to write equal count if, open bracket, and what this function is doing, it will given the range of cells, it will look up for the criteria and count how many criteria are in this range that you have selected. So I'm going to count the numbers, okay? So I'm going to count the number of cells which have the number 6, right? So the range would be for the numbers under the column that has the amount label would be D2 colon D8, yes, D8, close bracket, comma, and then the criteria for today's video is 6, close bracket. What do you think the computer would return? 3. Good. So if I change the 6 to 2 and press enter, I'll get 2. All right. Likewise, the lowest value change because 2 is not the lowest number. I'm going to do a count if also for the column labeled colors. So we'll do it like this. So we're going to start off with the equal count if, open bracket, the range would be, I'm going to include the word colors in it. Okay, we're just going to include from red. So it would be B3 colon B8, yes, B8, comma, that's a range of cells that it's B2. So I'm going to change this 3 to 2, B2. And what we're looking for is red. So I have to put it in quotation marks, red. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Enter. So here we have 3. Good. So I'm going to remove the quotation marks and show you that it will not work if you don't include, if you have text. Enter. See, it's 0. right? So you need to include and put them back. If you're searching for text, you have to put the quotation marks there if you're using the if statement. Enter. So you got the 3 there. So if I type another red here, so you get 4. All right, now the other function I'll be showing you is today. So we want the date here. I'm going to put the date. And here now you put type equal today, open bracket, close bracket, and you'll get the date there. All right. The next one we're going to look on is date and time. Time. Enter. So we can widen the cell here. Let me show you. So I'm going to write equal now, open bracket, close bracket, enter. Right, there's a date and a time. I want the date and the word time to be visible. So what I'm going to do is put my cursor between the columns F and G, double click on it, and it will automatically widen the width of the column so that I can see the word time. All right. If we want to enter a date which is different than today's date, you'd have to do this procedure because the two functions that I showed you, which is today and the now, will give us today's date, right? So I can label this cell, and then in this cell I can click this cell, which is G3, right click, then I can go to format cells, make sure that the number tab is selected, then under category I go to date, and then I choose the format which I want, right? So I'm going to choose this format, or let me use this format. Press OK. All right, so when I type in here now, it needed the date first, so let me put the 14th slash 9 slash 20. Okay, see the difference? So this is how you would enter the date manually. You would right click in the cell that you want and you go to format. Then you would choose the format that you want and you click OK. So this is how you would enter the date manually. Alright, another thing I want to show you is a more efficient way to use a count if, right? So I'm going to write here criteria, and here we were checking the numbers. So I'm going to put we'll be looking for the number 6. So here now I'm going to use a count if. I want to count how many 6 would be in the range from D2 to D8. So I'm going to write here count if, and that's a label. And in this cell, which is G8, I'm going to write the count if, open bracket, and this, I need the range first. Here it tells you so the range would be D2 for this cell. So it's D2 colon D8, comma, and then the criteria I would is the cell that has the number 6, which is G7. So I can write G7, close bracket, enter. So it says 2. So if I change the 6 to 2, what value you think I would get? So this is a range. Suppose you get 1. There's a 1. When you do it like this down here, what you have to do is click on the cell and go in the function and manually change the 6 to a 2. So the way I showed it this way is a more efficient way. You don't have to go in there, just can keep changing. So I can put 22 here, I get 1. Can put 6. I'll get 2. See that? Alright, so this brings us to the end of today's video. Right? So this brings us to the end of today's video. In today's video, we looked at functions in Excel, and the function is a predefined formula that performs common calculations, and the calculations that we did today was sum, average, count, count A, highest, which is the name of the function that which gives us the highest number is max, and the other function which gives us the lowest number is min. We looked at the today function and the now function. So good job if you followed along. In the next video, we'll be looking at a comparison between the formula and the function. So please take care until then.
Thanks for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, and share.